Have you ever wondered, what is the tallest waterfall in the world and where is it? And why is it so high? All this and much more in this video. Imagine yourself at the top of Mount Roraima, looking down. Now, multiply that height by 2. Forget Niagara Falls. They're wide, but only 50 meters high. Now, imagine a column of water plummeting from the sky. So high that the water spectacularly breaks gravity. You're about to learn why Venezuela boasts the most extreme aquatic spectacle on Earth, a place where water defies the laws of physics and becomes a cloud before even touching the ground. We're talking about Angel Falls, the world's highest waterfall. Liquid vertigo, the Angel Falls record. What makes Angel Falls, or Karapakupai Meru, in the Peman language, so special isn't its beauty, which it has in abundance, but its incredible height. The vertical drop, Angel Falls is arguably the tallest waterfall in the world, with a total height of 979 meters. To give you an idea of the scale, it's 2.5 times taller than the Empire State Building in New York. It's almost twice the height of the famous Burj Khalifa in Dubai, which measures 828 meters. The star of the show, however, is the free fall. The water plummets without touching anything for an incredible 807 meters. What goes on down there? It's in this free fall that magic and mystery unfold. The wind force and air resistance are so strong that most of the falling water never reaches the waterfall shaft. It is sprayed into tiny droplets, creating a permanent mist that bathes the surrounding jungle. It's as if the waterfall creates its own rain and its own climate, proving that, at Angel Falls, the water transforms into a cloud to begin the cycle again before even touching the ground. Angel Falls is not just a waterfall, it's the teardrop of a tepui, the same type as Mount Roraima, and herein lies the secret of this colossal formation. Speaking of Mount Roraima, we have a full video on the channel about this magnificent mountain. The video is in the card at the end of this video. The unshakable base, the old block. The story begins with the formation of the Guiana Shield, one of the oldest and most resistant geological areas on the planet. Almost 2 billion years old. This rock is as hard as diamond. The geological elevator, the ascent over time, this layer of super-resistant rock was slowly lifted by the Earth's internal movements. It became a gigantic, uniform, smooth, and massive plateau. The universal sculptor, the god? Erosion, the wind, the sun, and above all the incessant rain, lasting millions of years, began to erode this plateau. But because of the hardness of the rock, erosion didn't create rounded mountains, like Sugarloaf Mountain in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but rather vertical walls. The Earth, instead of knocking down the mountain, performed a precision sculpting job lasting millions of years. It eroded what was around it and left these massive flat blocks, creating the homes of the gods, the tepuis. The same as Mount Roraima, the same one you'll soon see. Angel Falls falls from the tepui known as Oyen Tepui. Mount Roraima and Oyen Tepui are, literally, stone brothers. They are part of the same geological system of tepuis of the Guiana Shield. While Roraima became famous for being an isolated biological island on the triple border at its summit, Oyen Tepui became the site of the world's largest waterfall, using its nearly 1 kilometer high vertical wall as the perfect drainage channel, the Salto Ángel waterfall. In other words, the same geology that created Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World also created the world record for the largest waterfall on Earth. Would you dare stand beneath this waterfall? I'd definitely like to visit. Although Angel Falls and Mount Roraima seem distant, they are geologically connected and geographically accessible on a single adventure expedition. The distance is measured between their respective tepuis, which are located in the vast Canaima National Park in Bolívar State, Venezuela. The base of Angel Falls is at Oyen Tepui. Mount Roraima is further east, on the triple border between Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. The straight-line distance between Oyen Tepui, where Angel Falls falls, and Mount Roraima is approximately 200 to 250 kilometers. What does this mean in practice? For the adventure traveler, this distance is what allows them to combine both wonders into a single epic journey, usually done in 2 stages. Mount Roraima. The trek begins in the town of Santa Helena de Huaran, on the border with Brazil, Roraima. Angel Falls. Access is by plane to Canaima Airport, and from there, by boat along the Carao River and finally by hiking. Although they're not neighbors, the fact that they're in the same national park and share the same geological formation, the Guiana Shield, allows you to experience the same ancient rock from two completely different angles. At Roraima, you're at the top. At Angel Falls, you're looking down from the top where the water springs. Although Angel Falls has been known for centuries by the Pemon indigenous people, who call it Karapakupai Meru, or Leap of the Deepest Place, the world only discovered it thanks to an adventurous American pilot and a very common ambition of the time, gold. The airplane pilot, Jimmy Angel. The waterfall's name has nothing to do with celestial angels, but rather with a man's surname, James Crawford Angel, or simply Jimmy Angel. The legend of the River of Gold. Jimmy was an American mining pilot and explorer in the 1930s. He spent his life flying over the unexplored Venezuelan jungle, searching for nuggets and rivers of gold atop the tepuis. The accidental discovery. In 1933, during one of these exploration flights, he first saw the colossal waterfall cascading from Oyen Tepui. He soon realized he had found something never before recorded by the Western world. The epic and disastrous landing. 4 years later, in 1937, Jimmy Angel decided that the source of that gigantic water must hide a treasure. He landed his small monoplane, El Rio Caroni, on the flat summit of the Tepui. The problem? The plane got stuck in the mud of that wet soil, and he and his companions had to make an epic 11-day journey on foot to descend the Tepui and find civilization again. Angel Falls is the only natural wonder in the world named after a pilot who tried to steal its treasure, lost his plane at the top of the mountain, and failed to find the gold, but unintentionally gifted humanity with the largest waterfall on the planet. Jimmy's plane remained there, atop Oyen Tepui, for 33 years before being rescued. Our journey took us to the top of the world in Venezuela, where 2-billion-year-old geology created the stage, Tepui Oyen, and water cascades from nearly 1 kilometer. And what did we learn? That Angel Falls is a lesson in ambition. Pilot Jimmy Angel searched for gold at the top of the mountain, but the only treasure he found and gave to the world was the highest waterfall on the planet. And remember, the waterfall is so high that down below, the water doesn't even get wet, it turns into a cloud. It's proof that, on the tepuis, even water defies gravity. Angel Falls is a natural wonder on a global scale, but tourism there is an adventure in itself, unlike visiting Christ the Redeemer or the Eiffel Tower. The answer is, yes, there are many visitors, but the experience is extremely challenging and access is limited, which guarantees the conservation and wild character of the place. Here's an overview of how tourism works at Salto Ángel, which is located in Canaima National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1994. And so we've reached the end of another adventure. What an incredible place we visited today, right? I hope you felt the energy and beauty of this destination as much as I did. If you enjoyed traveling with me from home and want to explore many other paradises around the world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's free and you'll be guaranteed not to miss any of our upcoming expeditions. In addition to subscribing, leave a like if this video showed you something new and tell me in the comments, what was your favorite part of this trip? Or what place would you like to visit on our next destination? See you in the next video.